Welcome everyone. Today we're delving into the fascinating topic of creating lasting changes. This subject is pivotal in our journey of personal growth and development. You see, change is a constant in life, it's automatic. However, progress, that's a different story. Progress is not automatic. It's a conscious choice, a deliberate act of transforming ourselves for the better. Now, how does this transformation occur? Well, it's a journey, a process that entails 5 distinct stages. Imagine it as a roadmap guiding us from our current state to a more desired one. Each stage plays a crucial role in creating lasting changes, changes that stick and truly make a difference in our lives. So are you ready to discover the secret to creating lasting changes? Let's dive in. The first stage of creating lasting change is reaching a point of satiation. It's a mouthful of a word, isn't it? But it's a critical part of the journey to lasting change. You see, satiation is that point where we've had enough. It's the moment we realize we don't want to continue down the path we're on. It's when we've reached our fill and desire something different. Imagine indulging in your favorite dessert, let's say, a decadent chocolate cake. The first few bites are heavenly, but as you keep going, there comes a point when you feel you've had enough. You're satiated. You push the plate away, not because the cake isn't delicious, but because you've reached your limit. Similarly, in life, we reach points of satiation. These are moments when we decide that certain habits, behaviors, or situations are no longer serving us. For instance, perhaps you've reached a point of satiation with unhealthy eating habits. You're tired of the sluggish feeling after eating junk food, the lack of energy, the constant cravings. You've had enough. This is your moment of satiation, the point where you decide you want to change. But remember, satiation isn't about hating or rejecting our past or present. Rather, it's about reaching a point where we desire something different, something better. It's about acknowledging that we're ready for change. Satiation can be uncomfortable. It can make us feel restless and dissatisfied. But it's also empowering. It's a clear signal from our inner self that we're ready to grow, to evolve, to transform. It's a call to action, a nudge towards a better version of ourselves. So embrace your moments of satiation. They are not signs of failure or defeat. They are signs of growth, of potential, of a new beginning. They are the starting points of your journey towards lasting change. Reaching this point of satiation is the first step towards creating a lasting change. Now let's move on to the second stage of transformation, dissatisfaction. We've all been there. That nagging feeling of discontent, like a small stone in your shoe that you can't ignore. Dissatisfaction, ladies and gentlemen, is more than just a feeling of unhappiness or frustration. It's a signal, a wake-up call from our inner selves, telling us that something needs to change. Think about it. When you're dissatisfied with your physical health, maybe you've gained some weight, or you're feeling sluggish and out of shape, it's that dissatisfaction that drives you to lace up your running shoes or sign up for that yoga class. It's the catalyst that propels you from your comfortable couch into the world of fitness and wellness. Or perhaps it's your career. You're stuck in a job that doesn't challenge you, doesn't inspire you, doesn't fulfill you. You're dissatisfied, and it's this dissatisfaction that triggers a desire for something more meaningful, something that aligns with your passions and your values. It's the spark that ignites the flame of change, pushing you to explore new career paths, to learn new skills, to take that leap of faith. Dissatisfaction is a powerful force. It pulls us out of our comfort zone and pushes us towards growth and improvement. It's the fuel that keeps the engine of transformation running. It's not always comfortable, no. It can be unsettling, unnerving even. But it's necessary, because without dissatisfaction, there's no motivation for change. We become complacent, stagnant. We settle for mediocrity when we could reach for excellence. But when we allow ourselves to feel dissatisfied, to really sit with that discomfort and understand what it's telling us, that's when we start to see the possibilities for change. That's when we start to dream bigger, to strive harder, to become the best versions of ourselves. Dissatisfaction, though uncomfortable, is a powerful motivator for change. Next up is the third stage of transformation, reaching a threshold. This is the point where we stand on the precipice of change, toes curling over the edge, peering into an abyss of possibility. It's here that the desire for change overpowers the comfort of the status quo. When you reach the threshold, it's not about whether you can do it, but whether you want it enough to push through. Imagine standing at the edge of a cliff, the wind whipping through your hair, the ground beneath your feet feeling as solid as it ever has. Behind you is everything you know, comfortable and predictable. Ahead of you is a vast expanse of unknown. You're here because you're ready for something different, something more. This is your threshold. Reaching a threshold doesn't happen overnight. It's born out of the dissatisfaction and satiation stages we've talked about. It's the culmination of a growing discontent with the way things are and a burning desire for something different. It's the moment when you say, enough is enough. It's time for a change. Let's consider an example. Think about someone who's been in a dead-end job for years. They're comfortable, sure, but they're not fulfilled. They've reached satiation and they're dissatisfied. Then one day they have an epiphany. They realize they want more from their career. They want to do something they love, something that excites them. This is their threshold moment. It's the point where they decide to take control and make a change. The threshold stage is a pivotal one. It's the turning point in the journey of transformation, the moment when you decide to step out of your comfort zone and into the unknown. It's the moment when you choose to take action, to push beyond the limits you've set for yourself, and to embrace the possibility of a different future. Reaching your threshold is the turning point in your journey of transformation. It's the moment when you decide to take the leap and make a change, when the desire for something different becomes stronger than the comfort of the status quo. It's the moment when you say, I want more, and you decide to go for it no matter what. Moving on, we come to the fourth stage, a moment of insight. This is the pivotal moment when the fog clears and you suddenly see the path you need to take. It's the eureka moment that incites action, the instant when understanding dawns and you know exactly what you need to do to bring about the change you desire. Imagine you've been struggling with a puzzle, turning it this way and that, and then suddenly it all falls into place. That's what a moment of insight feels like. It's a flash of clarity that illuminates the path forward. Let's consider an example. Perhaps you've been battling with unhealthy eating habits. You've tried different diets, but nothing seems to stick. Then one day, you realize that your issue isn't about food at all. It's about the way you use food to cope with stress. This realization, this moment of insight, provides the clarity you need to address the root cause of your problem. But a moment of insight isn't just about understanding, it's also about motivation. When you truly comprehend the nature of your challenge, you're inspired to overcome it. You're not just aware of the mountain in your path, you're ready to climb it. So cherish your moments of insight. They can be the catalyst for lasting change. They're the instance when you glimpse the potential of a new, better version of yourself. And remember, it's not enough to just have a moment of insight. You need to act on it. Use it to fuel your journey towards transformation. A moment of insight can be the spark that ignites your transformation. Finally, we reach the fifth and final stage, embracing a new identity. This is where the magic happens. This is where you become the person who naturally and effortlessly embodies the change you've been striving for. Imagine a butterfly. It starts as a caterpillar, but it doesn't stay that way. It undergoes a transformation, and when it emerges from its cocoon, it's no longer the same creature. It has a new identity. It's not a caterpillar that flies, it's a butterfly. That's the power of embracing a new identity. When you adopt a new identity that aligns with your desired change, you're not just an old version of yourself trying to do new things. You're a new person with new habits, new behaviors, and new beliefs. You're not just trying to lose weight, you're becoming a healthy person. You're not just trying to save money, you're becoming a financially responsible person. This shift in identity is crucial because it's not just about what you do, but who you are. It's about making the change a part of you, so it becomes as natural as breathing. Take, for instance, the story of a man who wanted to quit smoking. Instead of telling himself he was trying to quit, he started telling himself he was a non-smoker. He adopted the identity of someone who doesn't smoke, and that shift in perspective helped him maintain his change in the long run. Embracing a new identity is the key to ensuring your change lasts. So there you have it, the 5 stages of creating lasting change. Let's take a brief jog down memory lane. It all begins with satiation, the point when you've had enough and are ready for a shift. Then comes dissatisfaction, when you start feeling the itch for something more fulfilling. The 3rd stage is reaching a threshold, a crucial turning point where you decide to take action. This is followed by a moment of insight, where you gain a fresh perspective or a new understanding. Finally, we embrace a new identity, shedding the old and stepping into the new. Understanding these stages and actively applying them can be a game changer in creating lasting change in your life. It's about pushing beyond your comfort zone, challenging your old patterns, and embracing transformation. Which of these 5 stages applies to your own life? How could you use each stage to serve a current situation you'd like to change? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Remember, progress might be tough, but it's always worth it. Until next time, keep growing and keep changing.